Class is incest, and what's up, people? This is Professor Ganymede. In this video, we have an analysis of a top 100 player. I've already done an analysis on him before. Fahzix. He is going to be playing Zenyatta. We're going to see how we can do well on Zenyatta. In order to survive on the Zenyatta, aim is required, and the better your aim, the more likely you are going to survive. So we're going to be focusing on what he does to survive here. He uses the elevator, gets the discode on the tracer, and then just shoots student at the tracer, jumps down here. And then he does get collapsed on by the Winston. You're going to notice in this game that there is going to be a lot of flankers on the enemy team. Look at him. Look at him. Look at them. They got Tracer. They got Genji. They got Winston. They're going to be all over in this game. Let's see what he does in order to do work in this game and survive. So he does move with his team to the right up the elevator. He knows, and he explains it in this game, that is actually one of the worst locations for a Zenyatta because it's so easy to dive. And we're going to demonstrate that by one of his allies getting dived in that location. But he's going to get in this location. He's just going to kind of free fire. He's playing really far back. He's taking advantage of the fact that Zenyatta does not have fall off damage. Like, he's already at 60% ultimate charge just from shooting up there at all the high health enemies. And he's just going to keep a discord, keep a harmony on it. Notice he keeps the harmony on that Winston because he knows that Winston goes down. And then he's just going to basically, you know, solo or duel this diva with the help of his soldier, and they're actually able to take him down. Now he's at he's going to keep his discord on that Winston, and I believe they're able to secure this fight here. He's moving forward just so he can help finish off the tracer. But the thing about diva is that even though she has defense matrix, she can't keep it up indefinitely. So if you discord her and just shoot at her, she's actually one of the best targets to just shoot at because you can basically farm your ultimate off of her. Once her defense matrix goes down, and she can't bring it up for another second. So basically, he just fires at her like, "Oh, give me that free ult charge. Give me that. Give me that free trans." Because that trans is going to be very key to the survival, especially when they have such a dive-heavy comp. And here is the reason why it's hard to hold the top with, you know, Zenyatta and especially other characters, because you can be so easily dived. Look at that. Enemy diva, Winston, Genji dives on him, and he's able to get out with the trans. But here's the thing. Because those characters committed so much on him, they use their cooldowns in order to jump on him. They use the diva, they dashed in with diva. They used the jump with the Winston. I think maybe even the Genji used the dash on him. They're really trying to shut down the Zenyatta, and the trans was very key to his survival. And because they use those cooldowns, it makes them easier to deal with. So let's say Winston comes in, drops his jump, drop his bubble, and he actually even if he did, let's say he does pick up the kill, then that means he may be in a very vulnerable position because he just uses his cooldowns to initiate. So if your team has any kind of anti-dive, like a McCree, like a Lucio or anything like that, then they're able to actually maybe capitalize on that Winston who just used his 6-second jump cooldown. Now Genji just ran in and kind of massacred him with the blade, but he did acknowledge that there was a way he could have won that fight. Genji uses his deflect, and all he had to do was, as soon as he saw Genji use that deflect, charge up a right click. Fahzix has the aim to hit those right clicks once he actually charged them up. So that was just a little, that's something that just a note for my viewers, that when you see that Genji charging in, if he doesn't have his blade, if he uses deflect early, then charge up your right click during the deflect in order to handle that. Also, one thing that you'll see, one thing that's very useful, here we go, he's going to be farming his ultimate again by just shooting up there, taking advantage of the fact that he doesn't have fall off damage. Now he's going to get behind this corner, just kind of line of sight the Winston, and you notice that he actually gets that health pack. And if you slowed it down, he went down to 31 health after getting that health pack. So he was able to survive there with the use of that health pack. But Winston had his ult, and he just kind of finished that off. But it was very close. It was very close. In fact, if he had been charging up the right click when Winston jumped in on him, if he had been prepared, which he often does, he'll keep track of the Winston and to try to predict when the Winston's going to jump in, and then right click the Winston as he comes in, then he would have won that fight, especially with the help of that 75, that small health pack. Now there you go, diva Winston jumping on him again, but he's again using his ultimate to survive it. which means that the enemy team is getting less use of it. I think they still lose this fight, though. He's going to hit this Ana, but the Ana is moving very weirdly, very strangely, being evasive, which is good. He's in the top 500 game. The Anas are going to be good. Now it's moving back to this location again, but this Winston is once again on him. But look how close he got. Another thing that if he had been charging up a right click and that Winston jumped on him, and that right click had been on him, then that Winston would have been a dead Winston. Notice every time that Winston jumps on him, just how low the Winston gets. If he hits more right clicks, if he hits more headshots, that Winston will die. You can't beat a Winston. You just have to plan for it. You have to predict when Winston is going to jump on you, or when Tracer or when Genji is going to jump on you, and then ready that right click for him. And then he just moves in because it's the end of the game, so he's going in with Sombra, and we're gonna watch him clean up here with Sombra. Sombra's actually a really good counter to D.Va, like if she doesn't get the damage on you. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Not only you saw his positioning, and you saw him just getting dive really hard. The way I think that should help you guys is just to show you that even top 500 players, they get dove. They die even on Zenyatta. If you're getting down to Zenyatta and you seem like you're dead all the time, you're not the only one. It happens to high level games too. Just know what you can do in order to stop the dive. Position position and back your team. Make it so that the enemy has to use cooldowns in order to just get to you. So if you have any kind of peel at all, his team wasn't really peeling for him, but if you have any kind of counter dive at all, you could probably turn around and collapse on those enemies, and then based on your aim, you're able to actually 1v1 as well. Especially if you charge up right click when you think that they may jump in on you. It works less well for Genji because Genji should deflect, but then you can cancel your right click with the melee. But if you were positioned right next to health packs, that definitely increases your chance of winning those 1v1. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. This has been helpful to me. That was once again Fahzix. I'll leave his description to his Twitch in the description below. This has been Professor Ganymede. Thanks for watching. Class dismissed.